Howdy, howdy, howdy. It's your favorite Wednesday addiction right here. Coming to you live from Nick, are you in a basement?
I am in the
We're
basement.
all in the basement, damn it. It's the Community Rip Live right here on Stocktwits. It's 1 p.m. Wednesday. Where else would you rather be? Gpaisa, Nicholas over there, Jfdi, and hi. Pleasure to meet you. I'm Ben the Scientist, otherwise known as Holdingbags. And it's your show. We're just here to talk to you and figure out what you want to do. Nick, what do you want to do? I know GP wants to break out, but what do you want to do, Nick?
God damn, I would love this. I'd love this range to resolve. I actually, at this point, I don't even care what direction, up or down.
Just do something.
Yeah.
It's the meme with the stick. Just do something.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's.
Let's flash
God,
the cues up there, Nick. There's your beautiful inverted triangle that I know you love talking about.
Yeah. I mean, I I don't even know really what to, honestly, what to say about it. Um, I almost like, honest to God, I feel like you could just throw alerts on either side of on either side of the range and just leave. Like, don't even pay attention to the market until one of those extremes get hit.
I mean, for me, I've said this before. Like we're in the bottom of the range.
Yeah.
Until
Yeah.
it breaks down, you accumulate in the bottom of the range.
Yeah.
GP, you're less. Yesterday, I felt like GP was turning the corner. Today, it just seems like he's tired again, and it's only Wednesday, and he's ready to pack up shop for the rest of the week.
I mean, the nice thing about yesterday was the fact that yeah, we did basically close the day flat. We didn't have a complete shit the bed day considering the rage of the bar that we had on Monday. Like I think that
That's progress.
Monday's bar, yeah, I know. Like how fucking sad is that? Like it's a step in the right direction and could definitely act as like an igniter bar. It's a high volume candle off the lows. You've got like, I mean,
Still
I don't know.
holding the top of that range. Still holding the top of that candle.
Yeah. So, if again, if you're just layering the if thens, we got a bust above 614, 615. Um, obviously the thinking there at that point, I think would definitely be like, hey, we're going to all time highs if we take that 615, 616 out. And yeah, I'd definitely agree that we at the very least test all time highs. At this point, though, and how this fucking range has been, I can't confidently say that I'd be fucking betting the farm on the breakout, like, and it being a pretty breakout. But at the same time, maybe that's exactly what I get. We get GP's gap and go and fucking bust fucking nuts out of here. All you can do is take it a day at a time, and unfortunately,
I got to
this is what
stop
we're
the
getting.
show. Eco E32 says, "Who are these guys? What's their credentials?" Well, I'm a fucking scientist, and I basically retired myself off of trading my own portfolio. So I don't know who you are, but that's who I am. Nick, GP, feel free to introduce yourselves.
Yeah, I'm a nobody. Just a homie
He's
hanging
not a
out in his
scientist, I'll tell you that.
just a homie hanging out in his basement.
I'm an illegal immigrant, and I hide in different people's basements.
Brother, you shouldn't be teasing about that on the internet.
Yeah, no shit.
Okay, the show just took a turn. GP, what do you have to say about the cues chart here?
ICE is coming for it. Just kidding. I have nothing to say. What is there to say that we haven't said?
Yeah, it's like that's the only thing. It's like we get these little tidbits. Again, kind of like Monday's candle, and it's just we're not in a trending market. That's the thing. Like we're not in a melt direction either way, and all we can do is literally fucking sit here and just fucking wait.
You can trade. You can trade this range
Yeah.
really well. You just can't get married to it. The range continues to be where they build. I think all this stuff is, we've talked about this many times before, which is the wall of worry. It's confidence erosion, etc. that happens. You're like, oh yeah, it's gonna break out. Oh no, it's not gonna break out. But my overall thesis is that we just corrected in the Qs and the SPY over 5 months. IWM came back and retested the breakout, and you have a golden weekly cross on 10-year treasury notes. So I don't know when, I hope it's soon, but we are in the point where everyone has allocated their monies towards the sectors that they want to be in now. If you think about it, since 2021, we have had major corrections in almost every sector in the markets. Mega caps, SPACs, small caps, crypto, software, energy, right? We talked about Oxy. Oxy went from 60 all the way to what, 35, right? So you're talking about major corrections across the board in almost every sector. Healthcare got snubbed, XBI got snubbed, every KRE got snubbed with the SVB crisis. Every single sector has had their major corrections, which have allowed people to allocate where they want to be. So now with everything kind of reset, with the IWM coming back and backtesting, we hopefully enter what I would like to call the everything up market.
That's what you're dying for. That's what you want to see. But right now we're not seeing it.
But
I mean,
yet we're still rotating in the miniature cycle here between different names. Like right now, it's space again, space theme, right? Rocket Labs, ASTS, I guess Tesla if you want to add them, but Ondas, Joby, those are hot right now. HIMS is hot again, right? After 8 months of being destruction, 15 to 27 without flinching. So you were it looked Circle hot, got destroyed. CoreWeave, Ben's going to talk about in a little bit, been destroyed. Rivian will never go. And you've had parabolas in almost every sector as well, right? That's kind of busted a move. You have silver, gold, oil, like literally distribution accumulation across the board, and we are all kind of net balanced to zero. And from here, the break should be an everything up market. The question is, if that happens, when that happens, how that happens. Those are the only things I have questions about. And in the meantime, trade the range, or if you can't trade the range like me sometimes where it's just too fast to execute, then stay to the sidelines, guys. Like there's no reason to look like me who's exhausted, right? So
I think everybody's exhausted. I think everyone's
I'm not though, Nick. And I mean,
I'm trading, boss. You're investing.
It's I know. And this is the point that I was making, right? We were talking about this right before we went on the show. Like there are opportunities for me that excites me, right? Like it doesn't wear me out and get me tired because
but we want it to happen
minute to minute, day to day.
I'm just saying we want it to happen.
Well, we all want it to happen.
But we want it to happen right now.
I mean, we've got these death cultists that want the end of the world to happen because there's a war started, right? Like everybody wants something to happen, but we can't always make things happen. We just have to continue our process.
Yeah, ain't that the truth?
Right? So my process is try to find mispriced gem of an opportunity as an investment and buy it. That's my process. Hey, Joey, thanks for joining. Give Joey a shout out. GP, you were complaining a little bit about oil earlier and how every time oil goes up, the market goes down and yada, yada, yada. You're just expecting more of the same?
These are short-term movements I'm talking about. Last week was metals go up, markets go down. This week is oils go up, metals go down. I mean, market goes down. So they're correlating to whatever they need to. And with the narrative, I ended the war in Iran. Just kidding. It's going to go on for a little while. Oh, just kidding. I this is it works. It's conducive to the environment to be range bound day trading because the news cycles that, but the news cycle switches fast. And remember that, right? So whenever this resolves, I think software leads, and we'll see.
You think software leads eventually?
Absolutely.
Okay, I'm down for that.
So this is a gigantic rubber band pull then.
So software is retail of 2025, right? That's been my stance on this destruction across the board. Remember when tariffs were a narrative, and then the taco was a narrative, and all those other things. Things got crushed. Remember how I was complaining about Wayfair last year, and then Wayfair goes from 17 or 19 to 120 in the same year. I think, you saw it with Deckers, Ross stores. Target sucks, but Walmart had a huge year. It was retail, right?
I haven't
Speaking
been
of
paying
retail, they
attention to
look pretty good.
Wayfair, GP, but this is where it kind of took off from last time. Are you looking for that to do it again or nah?
I'm in it, so I don't really care. I
Okay.
haven't trimmed anything.
Right.
I'm in it from like the 40s, so it'll play out when it plays out. It's not, to me, it's not expensive. They're profitable. The market does what it does, and we wait for the next leg higher in this.
Okay, fair enough. Nick, you're gonna say something?
Well, I just was gonna say, speaking of retail, I thought Costco looked pretty good. Costco, Target. I kind of lost track of Walmart, but Walmart's wedging a little bit.
Walmart's a tech company now, right?
It's
It's on the NASDAQ.
What I think we need, and this seems to be the only way these days, at least for the last 4 or 5 years, is breakaway gaps, guys. Like that's literally the only way we can stop the range bound trading, right? It's like you have to have a breakaway gap with substance, and it's not going to be a breakaway gap off of oil's down $3 or up $5 or whatever it is, right? So I don't know what that is. Maybe it's rate cuts. Maybe that's when it happens. But if you do me a favor, bring up the ZN,
the 10-year note.
Yes, and go to the weekly.
Sure thing.
All right. So do you have the 200 SMA?
Well, there you go.
Right. So what are we seeing?
It's bang on it right now. It tested it. It broke out above it, and now it's right back on top of it.
And
actually right below it.
And what's curling up with it?
What is curling up with the 200?
Yes, it's the 50.
Is that the yellow?
Flattish. Yeah, it's kind of flattish.
Yeah, not really.
I mean, we can.
It's curling up, right? So you have potentially treasury notes here on a golden cross on a weekly time frame, and you're getting the pullback into the weekly golden cross, which is one of my favorite setups for bullish continuation. So my thought process, what I talked about earlier, coincides with what I was talking about here, which is treasury notes go up, rates come down, which then sparks growth across all sectors, and then we get the everything up market.
I don't think we're in a if rates go down. It's just a matter of when, right? Like,
yeah,
we know that there's a new Fed chair nominated. We know what the administration would like to see happen. We saw the unemployment report last week, right? So we actually saw mortgages tick down slightly. So I think everybody and their brother is anticipating it coming, but when, I don't know. When's the next Fed meeting?
That's a good question.
Let's look it up.
Yeah.
This is enthralling internet content. March 17th and 18th next week. Perfect.
Oh shit! All right.
Perfect.
There's your release.
There you go. But if it doesn't happen next week, you know that we're going to see a sell off because people are going to be like, "What the fuck are they doing?"
Yeah, that would suck. Yeah, and it's possible.
Just a hypothetical.
JPAL is data dependent.
Is this his last one?
No, he's on until May, unless he resigns early, which I don't anticipate.
So the funny thing I was reading is now I'm seeing narratives coming like because of the war, FOMC is not going to cut. They're on a mission right
now. He I mean he'll be on this meeting. J Powell will be the chair of this meeting and the following one. Then the next one will be in June. So if the new Fed chair takes over on schedule, then the June decision will be he will be involved in the newest June decision whenever that is to take place, I guess. Anywho, enough about the macro. I on our show yesterday on YouTube, I was talking about CoreWeave and why? Because I love the AI super cycle, the build out that we're all getting, and fortuitously, I started my position yesterday, and bing bong, there you go. Right off of this is the show page. This is not my scientific analysis and drawing, but right off that 20 daily. If I go into the weekly, we're eking up, lines up with that 9 weekly. So I'm not taking profits, but I expect a little bit of give back since we didn't go over that. Now there's time to go over that, but I like CoreWeave. I think we're going to get probably a little shake and bake maybe with the next week with the Fed announcement. They also have some news regarding some lawsuits happening, I think, or a lawsuit happening. So we might see a little shakeout, and I'll add some more if it goes lower. But I'm not in a hurry to add here. So if you listened to me yesterday, Joey, and you're wanting to trade, and this is not financial advice, but you've got some bodies overhead right there. So that's the CoreWeave trade that worked out so lovely for me. It seems like once or twice a quarter, I just throw on a trade and overnight I'm up 10%. And I love that when that happens, but I hate when it sells off. So if you're in it short term, just be aware. You guys like CoreWeave? Like anything about the chart? Like the company? Anything?
I like the chart. It's got it's a pretty looking descending channel. On the weekly, I kind of like the little range that we're in from about 70 to 85. I'd kind of have like a box drawn there, and just watch that 85, the 85 get taken out. You have the potential for like a little bit of an island formation there. So in GP's fashion, like a gap above like 86, 87, like a gap and go would look pretty damn good here.
I like anything inside that area that I just drew.
Yeah, I feel that.
I like anything inside there. I think if it gets down here, it might struggle a little bit more. If it stays up here, I think it's probably going to do one of those numbers.
Yeah.
That's just my thought. It could always die and go just like that straight to zero too. Who knows? But I like it. I like the risk reward right here, especially GP because Jensen put I don't know how many billion into, right? And then Altimeter last quarter spent $230 billion, and that's all somewhere in this $70 range. So you could be trading with worse people, I think.
So I think he put in $2 billion at 87.20 based on what Google is telling me.
Okay.
So if you're getting in now, you're under Jensen's price.
So 87.20.
That's what it says.
All right. No, I
January
believe you.
2026, Nvidia
I'm
invested
going to
another
note
2
that
billion.
line. I'm going to put it as the money line right there, and I'm going to name it Daddy's Buy.
The load zone.
There we go.
I
Done.
think our show is pumping the price right now. Who's
Of
buying?
course it
Who's
is.
buying?
We move markets. We've been giving away alpha for free for 3 years plus now. And I mean, I don't, it's not financial advice. Do what you want to do. But
Who's buying?
we've had some pretty damn spectacular calls between the three of us over that time.
Absolutely.
Hey, we haven't done this in a while. You guys want to take some crowd requests? Normally we have a more built out thing that we want to talk about, and I have a whole list of things we can talk about. First, Nick, we'll talk about Nimbus while we allow the crowd to just start spamming the chat with tickers that you want us to read, look at.
Yeah, I like Nimbus. I like the I mean the chart overall looks good. Trends up on every time frame. I would like to see a strong close today
What's
or
the ticker?
tomorrow.
What's the ticker?
NBIS.
NBIS.
Really got to stay kind of above this 109, 110 to kind of get moving. But
It's
I don't know. I just shared the weekly chart on Stocktwits, but I like the range that it's kind of been sitting in. It's popping off the 200-day, the 30 and the 40-week moving averages, kind of coming out of a 3-week tight as well. I don't know. Yeah, I like it. Did I say that? Did I say that out loud?
You like it?
Well, no, I meant just Nimbus in general. Did I? I just don't remember if I put that in the chat or not. But anyways,
no, we talked
yeah.
about it before the show.
Oh, right on.
Yeah. We talked about it before the show. Yes, fanny pack, an easy risk reward on core weave in the low 70s. Absolutely right. Hey, Randy, don't be so nasty in the chat. Joey wants us to talk about hymns, and he's asking GP, do you still like it here?
Joey, you got to watch our Tuesday show too, man.
Come on,
We
Joey.
talked about this yesterday. Love it. It was never expensive. It was just caught in a down cycle. This is the same level back in 2024 November, where Amazon came out with him's competitor, and then went from 17 to 73. You just had a major player that's been attacking the shit out of hymns for the last year, suing them in court, drop all lawsuits, and then pivot from not just dropping all lawsuits to becoming a partner. So whatever, we talked about this yesterday, whatever it is, Novo Nordisk decided that they found value in hymns and not the other 15 other people in this space, and their reach, whatever it is that they have. And it's a founder-led company. I never give up on founder-led companies that are growing at 30, 40, 50% clips, right? These guys know how to pivot. Doesn't mean the price can't go down. Look at Robinhood, right? Robinhood went all the way to like $7 or $8, founder led, all that other stuff. But these guys know, especially market disruptors. Market disruptors tend to know how to disrupt the market again and again and again. That's just my thoughts. And these guys, disrupted the personal health market years ago, and they've continued to come in and do it. So you can have whatever opinions you have on the CEO, but ultimately he's accomplished something that most of us sitting in this chat have not.
Yeah. Hey, Nick, we haven't looked at Hood in a minute. It's a little. I'm a little sus of it right now.
I mean, your coin's looking better than Hood right now.
Well, I mean, if I pull up the old Microsoft chart, I mean, It's kind of what we got going on there.
Yeah, I mean, it's certainly not pretty.
That's bear flaggy AF, as the kids say. No cap, yo. 6-7. Just trying to trend.
I think it's gonna be hard for Hood to compete with last year's numbers. Coin, I love coin. I love the way this looks, and if it repeats what I think it's going to repeat, it's gonna be a beast.
You said 500. You said 500 by the summer.
Yep.
That's what GP said. I'm just going to mark that up there for everybody to see GP's 500.
550.
550? Fuck it. We'll do 550. Somebody in the chat wanted us to look at lemonade after I get this marked up here. There we go. 550.
Brutal. This name is just brutal.
Lemonade.
Full back test.
Refreshing drink.
Full back test.
I mean, I'm not going to, you know me. I'm not going to tell somebody that don't try to catch the knife. I'm not going to do that. I don't know enough about lemonade to be able to say whether I like it or not. So I'm not catching the knife. However, I think you got a pretty defined area right here where that 50 weekly is. And at very minimum, you got to close above that on a weekly time frame. What do you think, Nick?
Yeah. I think the monthly is really the only time frame that I kind of like.
The monthly?
Yeah, at least to the long side, but it's really got to kind of hold where it's sitting. If it doesn't, if it can't hold this, like, 50, 51, I'd probably be in the camp that's heading back to like low 30s to probably retest the stage 1 base. But
Lemonade is known to undercut and run, so
sure,
just keep that in mind. This was a 9 inside month breakout, and you're now retesting that breakout. So if you're in the camp that the market was going to resolve to the upside, this puts me in the category that it's a breakout retest, and you have a very well defined range. It's at 53.78, and the low of last week was 48.29. If you don't want to keep it that wide of a range, you can just use last week's close, which is 51.70. No, 2 weeks ago's close, as your stop point, right? So you got a $2 risk for a breakout retest to go back, and go back to 100 and higher. And we know this about most stocks. Once you get to the 100 level, the psychological level, the sells come in, you get the breakout retest, and then you go much higher. If you remember, Square XYZ did something similar in 2017, 2018.
Talk about a base on XYZ. Holy shit.
Yeah. Ooh, dude, PayPal finally got an accumulation candle.
Let's look at old PayPal.
This one's on my radar now, but this is so broken that you got plenty of time to build this position. So like, there's no rush here. This is like TTD. Ooh. TTD is in the same camp. Rejected the 50-day, pulled right into the 9-day today, and I would not be surprised if some news drops in TTD tomorrow and we run off this levels. These are typically how technical patterns work. Big pop to the 50-day, get faded, pull into the 9-day, 9 cross the 20, bang.
Yeah, I'm still not touching it, but it obviously, with that huge, I wouldn't call that an igniter candle, but it is an accumulation candle. Is that how you would describe it too, Nick?
On PayPal?
Right there. That guy.
I would, just being that it's wide range, big volume. I'd like to be like, if I was, wanting to be in PayPal, I'd be using the low of that candle as kind of my risk. So wherever I'm kind of legging in, I'm probably going to be using that 40 to 41 is kind of my spot. But yeah.
Yeah, I'd want to see it back up at the 50. Just for my own sanity, if I were so interested. Joey keeps talking about Reddit. Reddit, I don't want it. I wanted it back here, but I don't want it now. I think there's, and that's not me trying to. It's not me trying to be talking both ways. That it's good, but it's bad. I just think that there are better opportunities in the near term than Reddit, personally. GP hates it because it's a new stock and new chart. And
No, I've tried a couple of different longs. I keep getting stopped out. So that's twice I've gotten stopped out. Gonna let this for a base and figure out and give me a better entry point. I I want to be long this stock because I don't think it's expensive by any means. But technically, it's not ready because
yep,
not to tip my own horn, but I think my entries are pretty good. So if I'm getting stopped out, there's um, something more going on. So I rather not something I'm missing, obviously.
Something we don't like is a brew.
Yeah.
I'm just going
the other ones that you guys should be on radar we talked about yesterday is Tempest AI.
Breakout Tempest.
Isn't that
it's not ever getting past 75. But
didn't we just look at Tempest?
Do we?
What did we look at?
We looked at Tempest yesterday.
What did I have on the chart earlier for you, Nick?
For me, it wasn't Tempest.
Nimbus. Sorry.
Oh yeah.
Nimbus, Tempest, tomato.
So your risk to reward in Tempest AI here is phenomenal to me. Well, yesterday it was. Today's a little bit less phenomenal, but against 50, I think it's 49 and change or whatever it is. It looks good, and you have the potential to we basically had this kind of huge downtrend from 104. There's basically a 50% haircut. Tried to break lower off the first candle. It wicked. Second candle, it wicked. So you have this false kind of breakdown. What doesn't resolve to the a downside usually resolves to the upside. So you have great risk reward. You're risking $2 to potentially make 25.
Yep. I think it's okay here, GP. I mean, I'm not in the trade, but if I were looking to buy and I missed yesterday, I'd feel okay buying anywhere in this candle that we're currently in.
Yep.
I'd feel okay with that. You've got a pretty defined range, right, of where you can set a stop. You can go down to 48 if you want, which will be a $4 stop out from here, or you can just call it flat 50-50, right?
Yep. The other we hate to trade because it sucks is Tesla. It's already put in a bullish engulfing week, and we're on Wednesday, 1 p.m.
Ty wanted Roku, so I'm going to give him Roku, even though you don't want it, GP. I think we still break out. I still have my leaps here. They're flattish, so not a big gainer yet. But I still think Roku can move. It's a little. I've used the parallel of the way Roblox looked. Right, this was the Roblox situation, which still looks very much like this situation. And let's go back and forth to it. So roughly you're somewhere right here on this chart. So if we think that Roblox could be doing, or Roku could be doing what Roblox did. So I like it, Ty. I'm still in my leap calls, so we'll see. Nick, you like Roku?
I like the base, yeah.
Stage 1 base, chop, chop, chop.
Yeah, a huge one. I was looking at the monthly as you were talking about it. Still kind of going back to the 2022 lows there. I mean, obviously above 110, 115. I mean, it looks like it looks really pretty. I don't even like what all Roku. All Roku is just the Roku stick, right? Like,
No, 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 no. Roku is advertising on streaming platforms, not just Roku's own streaming platform. So they are going to be getting a shit ton of money from this year's political ads as well as World Cup soccer. So everyone in the television, everyone in the streaming ad space, they are going to be seeing dollars in quarter 3 and quarter 4.
All right.
But yes, they still have the stick, right? That's their own ecosystem. But
Sure.
they are.
I mean, either way, the base looks good.
Yeah, the base looks good. Hey, GP, we had a question specifically for you from Double Up. Is GLD in an accumulation or distribution at this stage?
I would say apathy, but daily looks like a potential bear flag. Every time, I think the thing that you want to see here is every time you see a bullish setup to have it not be a bearish return. And so far, it's been a bearish return every time you have something that looks like it's going to set up and go. So, something to keep in mind.
There's your flag.
Just got crushed while we're talking, so some news or something.
What got crushed? The market? Yeah, we turned down.
Straight down.
Straight down. What happened, chat? Tell us what happened in the world.
We just lost 150 points without flinching.
Someone on YouTube says
West Coast threat from Iran. Awesome.
Hey, thanks Ryan for plucking that one out of the YouTube for us. I don't know. I would be skeptical. That's a huge sell. I don't know if there was news that made that happen and then this to happen. I like that it's still above the 9 daily here. But I typically don't like that. Anybody on the wheat fund?
Wheat.
It's the first for me.
Yeah, I'd never heard of it.
It does not look good on longer time frames.
Telecom wheat fund.
Well, it's commodity, right? So it's wheat. It's actual wheat. And I think one of the macro issues is the amount of fertilizer that's not coming online because of Ukraine, but now because of the closing of the Strait of Hormuz, right?
Sure.
So that's the
CF chart looks pretty damn good.
That could make things go up. CF?
Yeah. I mean, I'd rather be in CF than wheat.
What's CF?
They're like an ag fertilizer.
So CF Industries, got it.
Yeah.
Yep. They're busting a move. You got that right. So I think there's probably better ways to play it, right? If you're betting on the cost of food or the cost of wheat to go higher, I think there's other ways to play it. I'd rather be in intra than CF. NTRA?
NTR and
Nutrien?
Yeah, that's pretty good, Randy.
That's popping too, Randy.
Motherfucker.
Randy's always drop. Hey, if you all aren't following Wiggly Ick on Stocktwits, you're doing yourself a disservice. Randy be dropping jewels in the stream and on this show in the chat. We love the chat. T-Stock said wheat is garbo. Parabolic move might get you a nice 15% SMFH. So that's just a different way of saying anything can trade, right?
Man, I like this NTR a lot. I might take a stab at
it. Here's one. A lot brings up First Solar. GP, you want to take a stab at First Solar?
First Solar.
Okay, Nick, jump on First Solar.
I mean, First Solar, I like that it's kind of been beaten down below the 200 day. In my head, whenever the 200 day gets taken out, I just imagine like a lot of resets are being taken, or a lot of resets are taking place. If it could just kind of base out here and eventually give us kind of either a spot versus 200 or versus 215 to kind of play against, be the kind of two spots I'd be eyeing. Um, if you were taking a longer term approach, I mean, I don't think here is necessarily a bad spot to take a starter versus the kind of the breakout from last year, kind of through here at 200. Let me pull up the weekly real quick.
I don't like it, and you know why I don't like it. I mean, we've got the whole damn Batman symbol here going on.
Yeah, it's definitely pulled in a little further than I would have liked from the low to high. I would have liked to have seen 200 hold, but again, maybe they spike that low to reclaim 200, and 200 is going to be kind of the floor for us to trade against here. But I don't know. I'd say I like it. It's not like an A setup, or I wouldn't even call it a B setup. Honestly, it'd probably be like a C or D, like on a watch list kind of thing. Not, I feel like I need to get involved imminently.
Yeah, I feel that. 43 minutes into the show, is the market still? No, they're buying it back up a little bit. GP, fear not. The dip buyers are buying dips. Imagine that.
No, it's just algorithms, right? Like
Oh yeah.
this is the thing, right? Like you get this tape bomb of 150 points. Basically, all it does is undercut the range and then reverses higher. It's like, yeah, it's gonna break. So like, even if you're a shorter, you're like, oh, it's gonna break, and you're like, boom, just slapped in the face. Because on 24,890 was a huge level. If we broke it, which we just did at 24,873, you're like, okay, cool. It's gonna break down here and potentially go back and retest Sunday night lows, which is 24,000. And instead, you short that dip and then you get ripped into faces, right? So it is it is max pain on both sides if you're actually trying to short. You have to short the top and long the bottom, right? Not the other way around.
Hey, I'm going to call you all ONT instead of Alant. He brought up AAOI, which I've been seeing trending for some time now, and it is a fucking beast. Either one of you guys in this or been playing this?
I was. I certainly didn't like Friday's close. And I'm out of it entirely
Algos don't
at
care.
this point. But the funny thing is, like, I kind of had a feeling a candle like Monday was gonna happen. I thought it was just gonna kind of open flat and eat the whole fucking candle, and it did. But yeah, AAOI, it was. I mean, it was acting like a basketball underwater. Back in earlier in the year. Kind of, you can see those big kind of shake bars off the highs, and once it took off, it fucking took off.
It's strong, I'll tell you that. I mean, I don't really look at the daily for a lot of clues, but the weekly is straight parabolic. So when it's hot, it's hot, right? And when it's not, it's not. And it currently is. So when the music stops, I don't know, but it is just rocking. That's for sure.
Communication equipment.
GP, you want to talk about crypto? I see you posting there.
I mean, like this is just it's par for the course on the markets, right? Like you have the news bomb that just hit the tape was that Iran may attack the West Coast, right? That was the news bomb, and crypto's like, yeah, I don't care.
Well, I may be a scientist too, right?
Yeah, and crypto's like, I don't care. NQs drop 150 points. Um, Core Weave goes up. Hims goes up because you still got to bump uglies in war.
You still gotta have the boner pills.
I need my boner pills.
And Reddit's still green, right? So you got to talk about it somewhere.
Yeah, I think we can see here on the weekly chart that ever since losing the 9 weekly, except for this one occasion, that's been the fall off.
Yeah.
So you got to get above the 9, you got to get above the 20, you got to get above the 50 eventually. But how many fails did we have here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right. 7 times the charm, maybe. We'll see. But we got to clear that $74,000 range before I would look at it as being a legitimate opportunity. We get excited because it moves so fast, right? Like it pumps and all of a sudden it dumps. So you just got to be, gotta know what you're getting yourself into. But that's everything, right? GP, you gotta know what you're getting yourself into.
Yeah.
Is the juice worth the squeeze?
Is the juice right?
I don't in this specific market. Like, if you're trying to take raw tight risk, no, it's not. You got to have wide stops, or you wait till it's resolved to the upside, which means you end up paying more.
That's what I had said. I think it was that last week or a couple weeks ago. Like I know it's like unpopular advice. Definitely not a popular opinion, but like I feel like when the market gets choppy or range bound, whatever, and I feel myself getting chopped up, I'd much rather take incredibly smaller size with a much wider stop.
Yeah.
And then just like if I entered something for whatever stupid fucking reason I decided to come up with, I have to sit in it. Like I got to sit in it until either I get stopped out or it continues to work. Because like otherwise like I just end up getting chopped. Or I mean, a lot of I guess historically I've gotten myself chopped pretty good. But if force yourself to sit in a position, even though it was a shitty entry or you're trying to shoot from the hip, and it eats up part of your capital too. So like there is a level of punishment there that yeah, I don't know.
I think more than the financial capital, it's the mental capital, right?
Yeah,
like
for sure.
I bought here and it's not working for me. We were talking with Riley about that last week, right? He's a believer in the Jesse Livermore theory of I'm never trying to lower my cost basis, right? He wants to keep stepping up on his ads. And I understand that and respect that, but from not a trader position, but from an investor position, like I'm planning if I have my buy point set here, I'm going to have buy points a little lower and I'm going to have buy points a little higher. And whichever, if and then, right? If this happens, then that. If this happens, then that. So I don't get too worked up about it, but I do understand that when you put a position on, you want to see it working.
I think, yeah, but in addition to what Nick is saying is when you have the smaller positions, the wider stops, you also get the dopamine hits if it works, right? So like if you've
Exactly.
eroded your capital via actual physical monies or your mental capital, you got to work to build both of them up again, right? So taking smaller positions may result in smaller gains, but at least the gains that you're going to see are invisible, which is to your own psyche, to your own abilities to be like, okay, I was I was correct. They're just very volatile right now. That this was going to go up, but it's just a wide range volatility base, and so if you keep stacking those things, you start to build up your mental capital as well. So
Yeah,
those are really powerful, small little emotional games that we can play with each other's with ourselves to get back into a better state of mind.
yeah.
You want
I
to play
think
on tilt, right?
for me, the erosion of the mental capital is worse than the erosion of the physical, the financial capital.
Yeah, for sure.
Because once you've lost confidence, then you keep tripping over yourself eventually.
Absolutely. I just love how
Sure,
crypto
sure,
never
it
gets
hurts
to a
to
point
lose.
where
Everybody hates to lose, right? Nobody is putting money to work to lose,
yeah.
but it happens, and that's part of the game, and you got to understand that.
I just love how crypto does not care at all. Right? Like it's so apathetic. It's kind of nuts. Uh,
I mean, it is on the daily, and you guys, I've talked about this religiously. I don't really look at the daily candles a lot in the crypto space, but it is kind of, I mean, it's kind of a rounding bottom here. I'm not
I'll
saying it
believe it when I
sticks.
I'll
I'm
believe
not
it when
saying
I see it.
I'm not saying it sticks, Nick, but it is
Yeah.
kind of rounding, and I would rather see that than this, right? So we'll see. We've got about 5 minutes left. The chat has gone quiet. Did everyone leave? Did we bore them to death? I'm going to spam the bull marker there on Stocktwits in our chat there. Somebody's spamming bear too. Is that UGP? Asshole.
well, I'm trying to get some kind of. Where's the audience participation?
I don't know. I gave them the opportunity to give us charts and they go away. Normally the whole chat spammed with tickers.
I think that's part of what just happened with news, right? People are like, "Oh shit, I got to figure out if this is something happening to my position," right? So I think people get distracted by this stuff. I can't, I can't wait till this presidential term is done. I really can't.
Well, we're in market by tweet, as we've explained in the past. Whether we like it or not, that's just the situation. And he can tweet whatever he wants, and that can do whatever it does to the market, and you just kind of have to go with it. It's unfortunate, but that's the regime we are in currently.
Absolutely, it's chippity chop.
It is.
I had something really prescient to say, but it escapes me now. Randy said, "We numb." Bueller.
I mean, it's a wait and see. Like we've kind of talked about it in the past, where it's like, our frustration level for the most part comes from wanting the market to do or behave in a way that like we want it to. Like
Yep.
we want it to resume higher and melt or grind or however, or stair step or fucking just go parabolic, whatever. I mean, we want something to happen other than what is not. And like, I don't know, this action is becoming, I think it's, again, like I said, I think it's great for longer term investors, because I think on some of these gap downs, or some of these moves on the individual names have gotten obliterated, they're providing some low risk entries and stuff that, like, if you wanted to hold it long term, for instance, like the space names and whatnot. But it's like, even if you're catching a knife, you're still going to be there's still a good chance that you're going to be sitting in an amount of pain for a while.
Mm-hmm.
Like the odds of you catching the knife and us like a V out, like the range that we're in is just proving that you're not going to catch that. Like you might on like a real short term, right? Like you might catch a nice solid bounce day, but if you're trying to catch, I don't know, Joby or something, or one of these drones, like you're just, you catching the bottom's not, it's the odds are not in your favor.
Yep.
So like you take a wider stop, you allow yourself to kind of develop a level of confidence that is like, hey, I can build with this thing as it works. If it doesn't work, like it's not going to matter what whatsoever. I'm involved, so it is like GP had said, like it's giving you those kind of, I don't know, those little fixes, um, whatever fix it is that you need to get scratched. But I don't know. Everyone's fucking sick of it.
I think it's good to.
I'm not mad that the market's not volatile enough. I'm frustrated that there's no resolution to like the trend, whether it being up or down. Runery. I'm not saying that
I
I'm
feel
not
that.
mad.
I feel that. Like I think we'd all love to see a breakout sooner rather than later. But
I mean, even down though, because like, even if we break down out of this, it's gonna again provide an incredible amount of opportunity in either bases getting retested or other setups like coming up and like step and ready to run, rather than like it's been the same handful of names that have gone from $50 to 5, 6, 7, 800. Like we need some fresh blood, I think.
so Rooney Ray posted in the chat. So you're mad that the market is not volatile enough. I think the market is plenty volatile enough. It's just coming back into the same spot.
Yeah.
Right? Like we're having big moves on daily basis, but it comes right back to where it was at. So it's not a breakout and it's not a breakdown, but there's some pretty wild action in between. Right?
Yeah,
Okay.
I mean, again, like even if I were to say I without a shadow of a doubt think that we're going to like rally out of here of like where we're currently at, I still don't have even with me saying that, I guess is kind of what I'm saying is like I still don't have the confidence to go full port any names or to like to get seriously aggressive is all I'm.
Yeah. I was going to type this out, but he replied, nothing wrong with that though, right? No, there's nothing wrong with the volatility. I mean, it's enabled me with the opportunity to completely reconstruct my portfolio and how I want it for 2026 and 2027. Right. So if my thesis doesn't play out, then egg on my face, but it's enabled me to restructure everything in my portfolio exactly how I want it to be as of 1:59 on March 11th, 2026. And speaking of, last word, GP, hit us with one.
Mega caps are not doing buybacks, which allows them to control the price of mega caps a lot more, which is why the market continues to stay range bound. If you saw it today, right as the market was starting to break out on that big volume candle, they started selling off Microsoft.
I got the mags up there. You're sitting right on the 9 daily and the 200 daily.
Yep. So like this is a confluence of events. They're not doing buybacks. They're using capex. So if one of these mega caps tacos on capex spend, which they're not going to, then you could see potential that could be the potential catalyst. It might be something as small as that.
Nicholas?
Yeah, same thing every week. Manage your risk. Again, wider stops, smaller positions, less is more. Um, Unfortunately, patience is the lesson we've been blessed with at the moment. So
I don't have a dad joke today, but I feel like we haven't said this in a long time. Have a plan. Stick with your plan until your plan breaks, right? Until the plan is kaput. Stick with your plan, whatever that is, whether it's sitting on the sidelines, smaller position sizes, wider stops, reconstructing your portfolio. Stick with your plan until something shows you that the plan no longer works. That's not financial advice, that's life advice as well, right? I posted a Bruce Lee quote earlier. Nobody sees the work that it takes, but that doesn't mean the work shouldn't be done. And with that, we'll see you next week. We'll be right back here on Stocktwits Community Rip Live every Wednesday, 1 p.m. Eastern Time, American Time. We can't wait